What's going on, Blazer fans? Welcome into the Uprise post-game show. What an interesting night. You had the Kobe tribute. Very emotional night. This game started with just a weird feeling, a feeling you don't normally get during basketball games, man. It was sluggish, but after about the first 6-7 minutes, this game turned into a fantastic game. A fantastic battle. And this was a very fun game to watch, and I am honestly shocked that the Portland Trailblazers came away with a win tonight. That was one of the most shocking, impressive regular season wins that I've ever seen as a Blazer fan. You know, with everything that was going on with the Lakers, everything that was going on with Kobe passing and that team playing at home and being just one hell of a team. Okay, I don't know what music's playing, but I gotta get rid of the ads. All right, there we go. Sorry, ESPN started playing. This was honestly just a shocking win from the Portland Trailblazers. I'm honestly in awe that they got this game. I'll bring on Eric Brandt in a second. I'm kind of scrambling here. I'm going to call him right now. I'll see if he picks up. Got that Skype ringtone playing, man. All right. All right, Eric, I'll unmute you. All right. Sounds good. So we'll break down this game in full. We'll focus on the basketball that was played tonight. The Blazers look like a completely different team right now. This is just a great stretch of basketball they're playing. They beat 3 bona fide playoff teams in a row. They beat Indiana, and Indiana wasn't healthy, but that was a good win. They beat Houston at home, blew out Houston, and then they beat the Los Angeles Lakers on the road. A Lakers team that was 36-10 going into this game. Shout out to Jakob. I forget. Somebody help me with the pronunciation with his name before, and I forget how to say his name. But we're witnessing a prime Dame here, guys. Yeah, Dame's been amazing. Shout out to Jakob for the 20 Norwegian krone donation. But I'm just in awe that the Blazers end up pulling out this game, man. And we were looking at this stretch with a bunch of games against playoff teams, and I was saying I didn't expect this team to even go 500 over them, and they've won 3. They've won the first 3 games. They're 3-0 over this tough stretch, and right now I think this team can compete with anybody with the way they're playing. I mean, you got obviously a big part of it is Dame playing out of his mind, and I don't think this is sustainable for the rest of the season because this is just an insane stretch of basketball. We're witnessing maybe he's been the best player in the league the past 2 weeks or so, and he just keeps having amazing game after amazing game after amazing game. And Dame's just insane right now. But all right, Eric, you good to go? All right, so let me unmute you. So my brain's kind of frazzled, man. You know, this game had a lot of emotion behind it, and it was a really intense game. It felt like kind of a playoff atmosphere, and then they just, I'm just kind of in shock right now that they ended up pulling out this win. And I don't even know where to start. So I'll let you handle it if you want to. Where do you want to start off at?
Dude, let's just talk about Dame, man. That guy is insane. I'm so glad he's a Portland Trailblazer. Just the way he represents the city, the way he plays the game, like it's such a joy to have him on our team. And you can't ask as a fan of sports to root for a better guy than Damian Lillard. So just really proud of him for what he's doing right now. At the same time, it makes me wonder what we're doing, wasting a year of his prime like this. I don't know. Should we go for it?
I don't think this year is wasted. Right now, we have to be the favorites to get that 8th seed. And I mean, we just beat the Los Angeles Lakers on their home court. I mean, if we get healthier and play this brand of basketball and Dame has an insane series, I don't know. Like before, I was like, oh, we have no chance against the Lakers. But I'm not entirely sure that we would have no chance against the Lakers. Obviously, they'd be the heavy favorite. They got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But this Blazer team, with the way they're playing, I feel like can be anybody, and they just showcased that tonight. Obviously, it was, a tough night for the Lakers, so I don't know how much we can necessarily read into this, but, I mean, I don't know
I
if we keep winning these games that we shouldn't. Our schedule lightens up February 11th against the Pelicans, and we have a stretch where we play like we're 13 of 17 games are against below 500 teams. If we can pick up some wins against good teams until that stretch, like I don't know if we should rule out anything. Like this team is playing phenomenal right now.
Yeah, I mean, the OKC keeps playing well too, but like you'd have to think if we're anywhere near them going into that stretch, we thought we'd be too far behind when we got to that point in the season with how well they're playing. But if we can stick around, I mean, we have a chance to move up. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough because like best case scenario is like 7 seed still. If even if we go on a huge run.
I mean, there's a team that there's teams that could catch the Lakers too. The Lakers are kind of falling back to the pack. It's not a sure thing they get the 1 seed. It could be Utah. It could be. I'll look up the standings right now, but with how things are jumbled, man, I mean, screw it. With how this team's playing right now, let's go for it. I said 3 games ago, this upcoming 8-game stretch against a bunch of winning teams, this is basically like our last chance to salvage this season. And right now, we're salvaging this season. We got 3 wins in a row, one against a healthy Houston team, one against a healthy Lakers team, and one against Indiana, which wasn't exactly healthy, but that was a tough game to win. They've played well even when they're banged up. So, I mean, that's 3 games in a row. We play tomorrow night against Utah, quick turnaround. But right now, like, just watching the way this team's playing, the way this team is functioning offensively, the thing is, it's not only just Dame playing out of his mind, but this team is moving the ball a lot better on top of that. So the offense is just like night and day difference compared to how it was a couple of weeks ago. The guys are cutting when they're supposed to be cutting. Guys are hitting some shots. You know, we're not forcing a bunch of bad looks. Like, I don't know how much of it we can chalk up to Trevor Ariza, but he definitely has had a very positive impact on this team, especially our offense. He's just a much smarter player than Bazemore ever was, and a better shooter, and just makes the right play. But we're getting out and running a little bit more, I feel like. I don't know if that's reflected in fast break points, but the way we're playing offense is impressive.
Well, once again, Dame gets a rebound. Ariza's streaking down the court, throws it to him for an easy dunk in the first half. Like, those are baskets we normally don't get. We don't get easy baskets. We have to fight for every basket we get normally. And just getting an easy basket every once in a while from a Nas cut or an Ariza outlet like that is really opening up this team. And yeah, the times we struggled tonight were times where the ball wasn't moving at all.
Yeah, we had a stretch where CJ kind of started over dribbling and trying to do too much and just, you know, kind of CJ-esque possessions, and it was very frustrating. It was more frustrating than it usually is because outside of that, we were moving the ball well. So it was like when we reverted back to that over dribbling stuff, isolation, just pound the ball, nobody moving around, that CJ ISO stuff, it was even more frustrating because we hadn't been doing that. You know what I mean? Like, when we're doing that game after game after game, you kind of start to expect it, but like, we've stopped doing that the past 3 games. The ball movement has been terrific, and that's why we've been doing so well offensively, because we were moving the ball well out of a trap, which I feel like we've never really been able to say. You had Damian Lillard getting trapped so heavily because he's been insane, and guys were doing a decent job, you know, catching the ball. You know, Dame would get the ball out of that trap, and they were doing a decent job, like, finding the right guys to pass the ball to. You had Gary Trent Jr. get multiple open threes, and he's been shooting the ball really well lately. So just the overall style of offense, the way our offense has been functioning outside of Dame has been much better than it has been all season. And then, of course, you got Dame dropping 40. Four out of the last 5 games, Dame has dropped 47 points or more. I mean, you know, that's
insane.
That helps. I mean, that's insane when you think about it. And then the one game he didn't drop 47, he dropped 36 with a triple-double. Yeah, so I mean, like, obviously that helps, but it's beyond that. It's beyond that, which is why we're able to drop. How much did we drop tonight? Let me look at the scoreboard. We dropped 127 on a really good defensive team. A team, when you look at them, they're the type of defensive team that gives us trouble too. The length.
I think I might be having leg. Oh, there you go.
Okay, yeah, the length. Yes. The length of their guys. You know, you got LeBron. We've always kind of struggled against his teams, you know, whether it's Cleveland, whether it's the Lakers or
Eight-
whatever. But then Anthony Davis, especially trapping, you know what I mean? He's always given us fits. Rondo has always given us fits. Like their defensive personnel is the type of personnel we usually struggle against, and we dropped 127 on them. You know what I mean? Like that's very impressive.
After they started double teaming Dame in the second half, they were doing it to CJ too, with Dame in the game, and they just have the guy guarding him just stick on him in the corner. So that leaves basically a 3-on-2 for the rest of the team. So if you just get it out of the double team and let the 3-on-2 attack, there's someone in the corner. But that's why it didn't make sense with Hazonia in the game, because he can't finish and he can't shoot threes.
Yeah, why was he in the game, man? Why was Nasir Little not in the game? Because Nasir Little played a really good first half, I thought. He didn't really make mistakes defensively. He had a couple good possessions defensively. He was 3 for 4 from the field in the first half. Sorry, ads playing because I'm looking at the box score. I hate that.
Yeah, we caught you listening to Taylor Swift.
I know, bro. No, it was the ad, man. Oh, I didn't want it to get like demonetized or copyright claimed or whatever just because that ad started playing. But no, I mean, like, Nasir Little, 8 minutes in the first half, 3 for 4 from the field, 2 for 3 from the three-point line, played solid defense, and then in the second half, he only played 3 minutes. Meanwhile, Mario Hezonja played 11 minutes in the second half, and Mario Hezonja was awful when he got in. You know what I mean? Like, this is, like, one of the only, like, negative things I could find about this game is why was Mario Hezonja playing? Because he instantly came in, and Anthony Davis drove at him, and Mario just, like, shoved him, and Davis got an and one, and then Mario fouled a three-point shooter. Oh, my God, these ads, man. Okay, there we go. It should be fine now.
Yeah, he comes in, commits 2 fouls, and then Kuzma outworked him for several offensive rebounds when he was guarding Kuzma.
I mean, Kuzma played
25.
Kuzma played 25 minutes and had 5 offensive rebounds, 15 rebounds total. Mario wasn't boxing out. Mario was 0 for 4 from the field, missed what should have been a dunk, and he decided to try and finger roll it, missed it. You know, like, dude was just really bad when he was on the court, and I just don't understand why Nasir Little wasn't playing, because I thought Nasir Little in the first half looked really good, and that last game against Houston, Nasir Little killed it as well. So that was 3 halves in a row that I thought Nasir Little played really, really good basketball, and then for whatever reason, I guess it's not good enough for Terry Stotts, and Nasir Little basically gets benched in the second half and only plays 3 minutes while Hezonja plays 11 of the 24. It just doesn't make sense.
Almost cost us the game. It did probably cost us the Toronto game earlier in the season. Who knows if playing him instead of Swanigan at the 4 would have made a difference in the Dallas game like 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago. So it's just frustrating.
Yeah, I don't understand why Terry doesn't like Nasir Little. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. But that was like the one glaring thing that stood out to me. Shout out. Okay, we got a couple donations to catch up on because I was looking at stats.
Where's the fancy graphics?
I haven't added it, man, because I need to. I could maybe add it in a little bit. I wish I had it because we're actually getting donations. But Tori Swift says Jakob Haus. Shout out to him for another 20 Norwegian Krone donation. Shout out to Kyle Wilson for the $5 donation. He says the Stotts hate Little or something. Also, Lillard is not human. One of the best players and people I've ever seen play sports in my life. And I don't know what Stotts' deal with Little is, man. But I really like what I've seen from Nasir Little this year. He's shown improvement. And Nasir Little's stroke, his jump shot form, looks much, much better than it did even a couple weeks ago. Like, he kind of fixed that hitch that I was talking about. It just looks a lot smoother. Looks like he's shooting it with more confidence. You can tell that he's working on his three-point shot, and he hit 2 in a row. And that was very encouraging to see. His shot looks like it has a little better arc. I think he can develop.
His form looks way better, yeah.
I think he can develop and be a decent shooter. If he can be a decent shooter, he can handle a ball a little bit. Like, there's no reason why he shouldn't be a decent or maybe even good NBA player. I mean, you look at what Maurice Harkless gave us last year. I think Little can give us that. The cutting, the rebounding, the defense, the hustle, an occasional 3, and finishing strong inside. I don't know why Nasir Little couldn't provide that type of impact for us. You know what I mean? Like, he has the tools to. He just has to learn on the fly. The problem is he'll play a great first half. He'll play 3 great halves in a row, and then Terry Stotts will only play him 3 minutes of the second half while Mario Hezonja is out there going 0 for 4, fouling like crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I hope his confidence doesn't get ruined. I hope Nasir Little continues to build on his confidence, even if he's not getting a consistent opportunity and the opportunity he deserves. But overall, man, I like what I see.
Can you answer Jason Joseph's question? He's posted the same long paragraph like 18 times.
Yeah, chat's popping off. We got 180 viewers. Please don't spam chat. Dude, if you spam that one more time, I'm going. Like, please don't spam chat, man. I'm not gonna see everything you see. If you drop, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't want to say drop a donation so I see what you say, but like with this many people popping off in chat right now, it's hard to see what you guys are posting. But he says, sorry, Tori, but I feel like Swanigan should stay and continue to grow with the Blazers. You can't teach that passion and energy. Love having Little and Swanigan kind of like a light version of Draymond. I mean, I guess Swanigan played with hustle. He actually rebounded pretty well. I like the effort he gave on the boards, but we know he can rebound. He looks, a little bit more agile. He wasn't terrible tonight at all. He actually had a solid shift for Swanigan standards, but I mean, that's not somebody that I'd be mad if we gave up. You know what I mean? Like that's just a role player. That's just a role player. And tonight, let me look at his stat line tonight. And he had a couple good finishes. I'll give him that. 6 rebounds in 14 minutes. That's solid. He had 3 turnovers, though, and 4 personal fouls. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say it's a great game from him. What were you?
Yeah, he had that really bad foul on the 3-point shot by Anthony Davis, too, where coach challenged for some reason. I didn't like that challenge at all.
I like that challenge because it looked like Caruso pushed him a little bit, but the main reason I like that challenge is if it got overturned and they deemed that Caruso pushed him, it would have saved 4 points. You know what I mean? Most fouls is like 2-point fouls, so you're saving 2 points. At that point, you're saving 4. Like, why not use it? It's late in the third quarter. Who knows if you'll get a chance to? You could possibly, I don't know. Saving 4 points was a lot. It was a lot to get there, so I liked it.
And I have no problem with Swanigan playing backup 5 minutes right now. Like we don't really have a lot of options. He's basically it.
Yeah.
So I totally don't mind that he's getting minutes right now at the 5. I just don't understand him playing at the 4 that in the Dallas game. Like that just was completely crazy to me. And then to go back to it in the second half during that game, right when it happened, the second it happened, I said, why isn't Little or Wenyen going in instead at the power forward?
Yeah, because they have perimeter-based bigs that are smaller that you have to go out and guard.
And look what happened tonight. Like I got people all over me like, oh, you don't even know what Wenyen's game's like. You don't even know if Little's proven that he's not capable at this point in his career. And all that stuff. What BS, dude? Look at those guys. They're great defenders already.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, anybody who say Nasir Little hasn't looked good the past couple games is trolling or too biased to admit it or don't want to admit they're wrong. Like he's looked great, and Wenyen looked good. Wenyen didn't really he didn't have a stat line at all tonight. But he looked good. A couple of the decisions he made, a couple of the passes he made, just the fact, like, he was making reads a lot quicker than I expected him to, being a rookie. Like, his defense, he got called for a couple weak fouls that I thought were bad calls. But overall, he looked like he knew what he was doing out there. He looked like he just mentally, I feel like mentally this dude is going to be good. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to explain it. I just got a good feeling from watching him tonight. I would like to see him play more. He is an exciting player to watch. Long, athletic. He started off the game with that blocked shot. That was an impressive blocked shot. He rotated quickly and got off the ground quickly, and that was a great defensive play to start off the game. I'm not sure people even really realized that was him right off the bat. It just happened so fast at the start.
And I like his ability to stay in front of the ball handler on defense too. It was really impressive. He got switched onto a guard a couple times and kept his feet moving in front and just made him pass or take a bad shot. He got the rookie treatment on fouls a little bit, but it sucks that he fouled out.
Yeah, it does.
But you can definitely see a solid player in there, like just right away. Like it's obvious he has decent basketball instincts and all that stuff. And what a moment to get your first start and you're playing your 12th game in the NBA.
Oh, I know. I know. First minutes with your new team. It's in LA against LeBron. It's the lights are the world's attention is on the game because of the tragedy that happened, and it was He came out and he just looked comfortable, and I was actually surprised. I like that Stotts decided to start him. A lot of people who normally defend Stotts were kind of getting on Stotts, but it's like you're going up against Anthony Davis, right? The guy who's best equipped to deal with Anthony Davis is the 6'9" guy with a 7'1" wingspan and 9'1" standing reach, and who's actually a bit like he's mobile. You know what I mean? Can slide his feet. So in terms of the matchup, I like that Stotts started Gabriel. I think it was the right decision because I think he matched up well with Anthony Davis.
And not only that, but in a game like this where it was just like probably one of the weirdest moods heading into a game that you'll ever experience as a player, you want a guy like that who's like fighting to stay in the NBA or like to prove himself versus someone who's established and being kind of mopey, because some of the guys were being kind of like that at the beginning of the game. So like I felt like, yeah, the moment might have been a little big for him, but at the same time, he's actually getting to play. So he's like into the game because he's actually playing, and he hadn't played in Portland yet. So it's a weird time to get your first minutes, but like I thought that was a good decision. And I just wanted to see, we don't really have anyone who can stop Anthony Davis anyway, so why not try someone like that?
Exactly. I mean, what are the other options there? Hazonia or Little? I mean, like, yeah, Little could have gotten the start, but I liked his energy better off the bench, and he's doesn't quite have the same physical tools that Gabriel has. You know, he's a bit smaller, so that's why I liked starting Gabriel. I thought the matchup made sense, and against perimeter-oriented teams, I want to see Gabriel as like a small ball 5. You know, if we're playing a team like the Dallas Mavericks who are playing Maxi Kleba at center, you know, a perimeter big that only plays on the 3-point line. Gabriel has the mobility and the size to be able to be a solid small ball 5, in my opinion. I liked what I saw out of him.
It's also weird saying that when Anthony Davis had like 18 points in the first quarter, but like,
I mean, sometimes
like
you can play good
defense
and the guy will still score. I mean, you got a player like Anthony Davis who's just insanely talented. Sometimes you could play great defense and that dude's still going to go get a bucket. Just, you know, he's one of the best players in the game. So that's just kind of what he does. It's the same case for Damian Lillard, where you could play great defense on him and he might rise up out of a double team from 32 feet and knock down a 3. Like, sometimes it's not a whole lot you can do. Dro, $2 donation. Shout out to Dro. Appreciate the donation. He says, you think the players will make the playoffs? I think the Blazers will make the playoffs. They're playing a lot better brand of basketball. They're much better than the teams around them that they're battling for the 8th seed. And honestly, if I'm the Lakers, I don't want the Blazers to make it. I think you know, obviously they're not going to really care. A team that talented is just like, you know what, we can beat anybody. We have to beat anybody to win a championship. But the Blazers are the team that could give them the most trouble, because the Blazers are still missing a lot of guys, and they're figuring out and playing a great brand of basketball. And this is what I said earlier this season, guys, for the people that kind of railed on me for being a bit critical over the way we played, maybe the way we were coached. We can play this style of basketball even with having guys out, and we're proving it right now. We're proving that we can move the ball. You know, Ariza's come in and helped our ball movement, so that's why I also didn't buy the whole, oh, these guys need a bunch of time to get acclimated and used to each other to have chemistry, because Trevor Ariza came in and immediately has clicked with this team. So I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I think this team has been held back by injuries, but it shouldn't have caused us to lose games that we lost earlier this season. And could you imagine if, like, there's like 8 or 9 games where I look at and there's no reason we should have lost these games. If we could have just won half of those, you know, 4 or 5 right now, we'd be right looking at making a run for home court advantage. That's why I got so frustrated after those games, man, because we dug ourselves a huge hole. Now we're climbing out of it. Like, we won 3 games in a row against great teams, but dude, we should be 27 and 22, not 22 and 27. We have a very easy schedule around the All-Star break, and after that, you know, after this stretch, we just gotta keep picking up these wins, man. Because I mean, if we got 5 more games left in this tough 8-game stretch, if we can go, I don't know. I don't know what to expect out of these 5 games. You know, it could regress, or we could continue playing this brand of basketball. But if we could 3-2, 4-1. Going into the easiest stretch after that, I mean, we could rattle off We could go like 14-2 over that stretch because our schedule is that weak, and if we're playing this well, we could go 14-2. You know what I mean? Like this season's it's been so hard to figure out. It's been such a weird season, and I don't know what to expect from this team still. I don't know what to expect from the trade deadline. I don't know when Nurkic is coming back. I don't know when Scal's coming back. Collins is coming back. If they do come back, like, does Scal end up out of the rotation? Like, there's so many question marks, and it's so confusing that it's almost like, okay, I'm just along for the ride right now. And the past 3 games has been a good ride.
Yeah, very good. And all thanks to Damian Lillard.
All thanks to Dame, man. 48 points, and 10 assists, 9 rebounds, almost had another triple-double. I kind of wish he got it.
And so earlier when we started criticizing Hazonia playing in the fourth quarter, someone was like, come on, don't criticize Stotts after this game. Well, like literally the 2 big runs LA went on were when Hazonia came in the game, both in the first half and the second half. So like, I just don't understand like how many mistakes he has to make before Stotts realizes. He left him in for several minutes after he messed up the first 2 plays he was in the game.
Yeah.
And
if
and
Nasir
like
Little
said,
makes those mistakes, he gets subbed out instantly, I feel like.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and Hazonia would have came in and then made those mistakes, then we probably lose the game. But
yeah. It just makes no sense, man. I just don't understand it. I can't make sense of it. Even when he came in, I was like, oh great, here we go. I knew what was gonna happen. Like Mario Hazonia just is not. Mario Hazonia is the worst player on the team. He's just. I like the guy. Dude seems like a good person, cool guy, embrace Portland, so it's not personal. But if we're going to analyze players at the NBA level, like it's not going to be us, not telling the truth. We're not going to sit here and say, oh, well, and BS you. We're not going to lie. And he's just not talented. He would probably be a good player in Europe, and he'd be at home. He's European, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm hoping, once he's off this contract, maybe he goes to Europe, dominates, and finds happiness or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I want the dude to be, dude's a good person. So it's not like I want to root against him. It's not like I'm not a fan of his just for the hell of it in terms of him as a player. It's just he's just not good, and he should not be playing over Nasir Little. Nasir Little's a better defender, a better rebounder, a smarter offensive player, even though he's a rookie and 19, 20 years old. He's a better, honestly, tonight he was a better shooter. He cuts, he moves off the ball instead of spotting up from 3. So he'll dive baseline. He's gotten a lot of easy buckets inside from cutting properly and being in the right place when guys drive, in terms of, the Houston game and this game. Nasir Little's just a better, smarter player, and it just made no sense how after a good first half, Mario Hazonia played 11 minutes in the second half, and Nasir Little played 3. I was in DMs with a Laker fan that I knew from college, and he was wondering the same thing. He was saying, why is Mario Hazonia in this game? He was talking about just dude just doesn't look like he fits on the floor, and it sucks, but he's just not the guy who should be playing. Got some donations to catch up on. Shout out Russell, first round exit Westbrooks. $2 donation. She said, thought we would lose when I heard the Kobe chants. Yeah, I felt like, oh, this team's going to all of a sudden get inspired and LeBron's going to hit like 5 threes, and that's going to be all she wrote. Ryan Adams, $2 donation, says, I'm sad Simons hasn't been on point lately. Yeah, it kind of sucks to see, but I'm hoping he breaks out of it. Thank you for the $2 donation from him. And then First P, Last JL with the $2 donation, said, dropped a sticker, a cool sticker. So thank you to everybody who donated. I need to set up that donation, man. Yeah, I'm going to have alerts coming up here. I wanted to set it up before this, but I got caught up in the game and all that. I kind of expected to lose by 15 and be setting it up while we were down 15 or 20 or whatever, but
yeah. I also like Mario as a person. He seems like a good guy. I'm glad that he embraced Portland and all that stuff. So I'm not saying like anything about his character or the person he is or anything like that. He's a good teammate. But in the fourth quarter of this game, so first play, he's trying to guard AD. He fouls him for an and one. And then next play, he's totally lost, loses his guy. Ariza has to like shove him because he's trying to get to his guy because he knows Hazonia is not going to get to him in time. And then by the time he realizes it, he closes out too hard and fouls him. And then several other plays on defense after that, he was out of position. Didn't box out Kuzma once, led to several offensive rebounds. And then on offense, they were just leaving him wide open for three. He can't hit a three. Um, Even though those are wide open NBA threes, like you have to be able to hit those. And then, I mean, he had a fast break lay-in that he should have just dunked, and he can't even make that. He gets an offensive rebound, and then another play he shoots a like an 8-footer, so he had like two 8-foot shots that he missed. Like what? Like he doesn't do anything. Like he can't make shots, he can't drive, he can't shoot threes, like he can't play defense. So like, what's the point of having him out there? Like I just don't understand why he gets minutes at all, unless it's like a last resort type thing. And especially not over someone who, in that very same game, was proving himself to be effective.
Yep. Shout out Ryan Birchfield for the $2 donation. He says, Tori, love your channel. Such an emotional game. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it was a very emotional game. And again, I'm very happy we won, man. I'm just shocked with everything that went into this game emotionally that we were able to pull this out. I'm trying to set up an alert box right now, but I don't even know how to test it, and I don't even know if I showed up for his donation. I'm doing some new stuff with streams. For everybody watching who doesn't know, I'm doing some stream upgrades. Our podcast graphics were top notch earlier today. Still got to add a little bit to them, but I want like the box to pop up when somebody donates and all that type of stuff. So anyway.
Patriotic Truth News says, I was listening to the Lakers radio broadcast and they said Simons will dominate on offense soon. They glorified him. It was weird to hear. Yeah, he has all the tools to be a good offensive player. He's just really struggling right now with his shot. And he hit an open three last game, but struggled again to hit threes this game. He had that really nice drive and finish, which gets you really excited with how athletic it is. But yeah, unfortunately, he's just struggling right now. I think he definitely hit a rookie wall earlier in the season and hasn't really climbed out of it. He's had some moments since then where he was okay, but I still hope and I still believe that this will pay dividends in the future, and he's still a player in the NBA.
Yep, 100% agreement. He has a ton of potential, and that's the thing. This is basically his rookie year, so people just got to be patient with him. What's funny is the Lakers really wanted Anthony Simons. They were going to draft Anthony Simons if the Portland Trailblazers didn't draft him a pick before. So, I mean, that was a guy that they were interested in. They ended up drafting Moritz Wagner, who has actually been a really good, solid player this year. He got traded to the Wizards, though, for basically nothing. So you had couple good targets back there. I think Anthony will pan out, though. I think we just got to be patient with him. I think a lot of expectations were placed upon him, but Hamza brings up a good point. He said, let's talk about Whiteside, and we haven't talked about Whiteside tonight. So Whiteside had a very, very good night tonight.
Yep.
I don't know what his stats were. Let me pull him up right here.
He had 30 points.
He had 30 points tonight?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, I didn't know he had 30 points. He hit that turnaround fadeaway to put a cap in it, which was awesome.
Someone in chat said he yelled Kobe when he shot it, too.
I assume that's a joke, awesome. But if he actually yelled Kobe, that would have been sick.
No, I think that he really did yell Kobe.
That would have been awesome. That would be awesome if he did that. Oh my goodness, that would be perfect, man. That was the Kobe turnaround fadeaway.
Yeah, people are saying, yeah, he did.
Did he? That's awesome. Hell yeah, Hassan. Did he miss a shot tonight?
Yeah, he missed. He had one like rim out, and then he missed one where he tried to like bank it and it bounced out, I think.
He only missed one shot tonight. He was 13 for 14 from the field.
Maybe that's the same shot.
30 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks. Just a phenomenal night, man. And God, his performances like this, and it's like I wish there was a team out there that really needed a center, like a playoff team in the East that we could. I don't know, because if there's a team out there trying to contend in the Eastern Conference and they really needed a center, like a rim protector, a player like Whiteside, he's worth a first-round pick. You know what I mean? Like his level of production is worth a first-round pick. There's just not many teams like him, and I still think it makes sense for us to trade him, but I just. The more we wait on Nurk and the better Whiteside plays, like the less likely it is for us to trade him. It's just hard to see somebody that can have games like that being willing to come off the bench. You know what I mean? And I don't think he can play with Nurkic either. So it's like, is he going to be happy only playing 22, 23 minutes per game at most? Especially when he can put up games like tonight where he played 34 minutes against the Los Angeles Lakers and had 30 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks on 13 for 14 shooting. You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But he was phenomenal tonight. He was engaged. He was making an impact defensively. He definitely helped us win this game, and that's the thing. When you have Dame getting trapped like that on the pick and roll, where two defenders are running at him, you need a big that can go and finish. Because Dame's able to get the ball out of that trap. You just need a center rolling down the lane that's able to convert those opportunities. And Hassan did a great job converting those opportunities when he got the ball. He finishes really strong. I love that about him.
He's almost automatic when you dump it to him. If he catches the ball, it's pretty much automatic.
I almost start celebrating when he gets the ball. When he gets the ball in certain spots, I'm like, yes, this is a dunk, and then he dunks it.
Dame had a second straight game with a lob to him too.
Yeah, that was a good lob by Dame. Hassan went up there and finished it, man. That was the right play to throw the lob, and Hassan converted that. Yeah.
So Ryan Birchfield, real quick. So Tori doesn't have my cam on the post game shows. It's just too difficult with all the stuff going on.
Yep, 100%. I have to I can't really use my screen either when I have his cam, so I like being able to use my screen post game show. Whiteside in an all-star dunk contest. He's just gonna throw down these back scratchers, and that's literally his one dunk. Dame had a monster dunk too, man.
Dude, that was so awesome. He got fouled on that too.
Oh, he did get fouled. I don't know how they didn't call that.
I kind of like that they're not giving Dame fouls early in the game because he got so mad and then he just goes he went ballistic after that and it was awesome. Yeah.
He got that technical, and then they missed the technical free throw, and then that he got on fire. So that was a good technical to take. I knew he was going to get a technical too when I saw the way he was talking to the ref. But
I love when he tries to dunk on people. It's so awesome,
dude. Like, what point guard has ever been able to pull up from his range and then go on and dunk on somebody? You know what I mean? And then also his playmaking too. His playmaking has been phenomenal. Like this dude, he's been so good in previous seasons that. It was just hard to imagine him being much, much better. But the guy we've seen the past 6 games is just insane, man. Just like he's outdoing what he did in the first round last year, which we thought that's peak Damian Lillard. He's insane. But he's making that look pedestrian. You know what I mean? He's basically having, that game 5 type game he had against OKC where he had 50 or whatever, where he hit some insane shots. He's literally doing that game after game after game. I'm in awe by what he's doing. I'm gonna look up his stats right now and calculate his stats.
I tried to explain this before, but when he shoots the ball, he'll pull up, he's got a guy in his face. Or he's shooting it off balance, and it's from 5 feet behind the line, and you're no, that's not gonna go into. But it goes in, and then you're not surprised he made it. But it's it surprises you every time, how good he is and how he's just unconscious right now. It's this weird feeling. It's not. I'm not saying it's a bad shot. It's not when he's this hot right now. Any shot he takes. You see that someone asked him if he was going to start shooting at half court, and he said Stotts would kill him, but he thinks he could make it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's close. He's close. He hit 2 from the logo. I mean, it's literally only 3-4 feet back. I mean, the dude seems comfortable shooting from any range right now. It's crazy that you'd even consider that a possibility, but I mean, I don't know, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. So after this game, Dame is getting 29.4 points per game and over 7.8 assists per game, which is by far career highs in both categories. 29.4 points per game compared to his previous career high, or his career high for a full season, which was 27. His career high for assists before this year was 6.9. Right now he's at 7.8. So he's just outdoing himself. And the thing is, he's having the most efficient season of his career as well. Before this hot stretch, I was saying Damian Lillard's having the best season of his career because I feel like people didn't really realize that. His efficiency was career high, his assist numbers career high, his scoring, up there. And now Now I don't think anybody would even argue that. He leads the league in offensive win shares. He's shooting, after this game, maybe 63 true shooting percentage. It was a little over 62% going into tonight. Like,
what did you say his scoring average is up to again?
29.4 points per game.
Jeez.
That's insane, man. Like, I think he's having the best statistical season a Blazer has ever had. You know, we had this conversation, like, I think 3 games ago or something like that, but this dude is having the best season I think a Blazer has ever had. You know, maybe you know, he struggles down the stretch, hopefully not, but maybe he struggles down the stretch and his numbers kind of fall back to a more, you know, maybe his career averages, you know, or his averages since Aldridge left, you know, 26, 27 points per game. Maybe it falls back that direction, but right now, best statistical season the Blazers ever had.
Yeah, I'm worried about what Randall Pink Floyd just said. What will he have in the tank in March? Because he's literally carrying this team on his back.
The thing is, with the way the team is playing, and they'll get healthier. Dame will have All-Star break. That'll be helpful for him. But then we play a lot of really weak teams in March.
Yeah.
So there will be opportunity, like assuming this team keeps playing well, you know, we'll have Nurkic back. We'll be even more talented. You know, we could be playing even better than we are now. Right now, if we were playing bad teams, we'd be winning by like 25, 30 points, and Dave would only have to play like 30 minutes. You know, that's how well we're playing right now. We just beat the Lakers by 10 in their house. We just beat the Rockets by, I don't know how much we beat them, but we were like up 20. It was a blowout.
13 or something.
Yeah, it was that. We basically blew them out, though. And they had Harden in Westbrook and Capella for a bit of the game. He ended up getting knocked out of the game, but that's the thing. I'm hoping All-Star break, he can rest up. Then we have that easy stretch. It's like literally starting before the All-Star break. Like I'll read off our schedule for those of you who don't know. I know we got 165 people in here.
Well, while you're looking that up, I just want to ask Beavis how drunk he is right now.
Is he posting drunk?
No, he said he was at a bar in Arizona and spent $200 or something. So
damn, 200. Damn,
yeah,
that's insane.
Oh, Ryan's drunk too. Nice.
Ryan Birchfield dropped a $2 donation a couple minutes ago. Said, "Tori, love your vocabulary." What do you love about what words do I use that you love? That's funny. Would it be inconceivable to take calls about trading Nurk? What are your thoughts? Yes, I think it would be. Unless somebody's offering you like a legitimate borderline superstar level player. I don't think it's ever really been an option, though. He doesn't have like anywhere near as much value on the trade market as he does to us. It's just a tough pickle. You got 2 really good centers. It's almost like having 2 really good quarterbacks. So it's just
and it's still possible you could trade Nurk and Whiteside could still sign with another team. He's not obligated to sign with Portland. I mean, it might.
I think he would stay if he could be a starting center, getting 32 minutes a game, whatever, you know, with Dame.
I think he would too, but it's not guaranteed. And funnier things have happened in free agency. But yeah,
when we lose both of them, that would suck. But so here's our schedule. Starting 2 games before the All-Star break, right? Starting February 11th. I gotta go back to February. On the 11th, we play. Well, let's just look at our next like few games. Tomorrow we play the Jazz at home. Then a couple days later we play the Nuggets on the road. Then we play the Spurs at home. Then we play the Jazz on the road. Then we play the Heat at home. So that's 4 playoff teams, and then the Spurs aren't a pushover. You know, that's a solid, well-coached team. So who knows? I mean, like I could see us winning every game on the stretch if we keep playing like this, but I'm not, obviously, you know, I'm not going to expect that. But I mean, when you beat the Lakers in LA, like with the way we're playing, and we'll get Melo back for the Utah game against the Jazz, like that's at home. The Nuggets on the road, they're super banged up right now. The Spurs at home, we're a better team than them. The Jazz on the road, and then the Heat at home. The Heat haven't been anywhere near as good of a road team as they have been of a home team. In Myers Leonard's return, you know, but they've been a lot worse on the road. So like we could, if we go 4-1, we'd be 26-28 going into this easy stretch. It would be that would be cool. I mean, but because then after that, this is the easy stretch that I'm talking about, guys. Starting on February 11th, we play on the road against the Pelicans. The next day we play on the road versus the Grizzlies. Then we have the All-Star break. Then first game out of the All-Star break, home against the Pelicans, home against the Pistons, home against the Celtics, on the road versus the Pacers, on the road versus the Hawks, going into March, on the road versus the Magic, at home versus the Wizards, on the road versus the Suns, home versus the Kings, home versus the Suns, home versus the Grizzlies, home versus the Rockets, who we've kind of owned the past couple of games, home versus the Timberwolves, home versus the Mavericks, road versus the Timberwolves, road versus the Hornets, road versus the Pistons. That goes through March 25th. That stretch, we play a ton of really bad teams. We play a ton of really bad teams in that stretch. Literally, only 4 playoff teams are in there, and it's teams that we should be competitive against if we're playing a good style of basketball. It's at home versus the Celtics, on the road versus the Pacers, at home versus the Rockets, and at home versus the Mavericks. The only 4 games between February 11th and March 25th. And I talked about this before the season. This was going to be a really easy stretch. So that's only 4 games in a month and a half that we play against winning teams. So I'm hoping during that stretch we can keep Dame rested. We can rattle off a bunch of wins. He won't have to play an insane amount of minutes, and he can be fresh come April. And hopefully we can be making a run at maybe the 7th or the 6th seed. Because right now, it looks tough, but that schedule is so easy. If we can rattle off a ton of wins, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we could go on a huge second half stretch. It's not out of the question, especially with how we're playing. But the standings right now, we are 8.5 games of 5th place. 5th place right now is Houston at 30-18. Obviously that's going to be hard to make up, but like we're 8.5 games behind 5th. We're 7.5 games behind 7th because we keep talking about, we need to catch OKC for 7th, but OKC is only 1 game back of Houston. It goes Houston at 5, 6.5 games back of 1st. Dallas at 6, 7.5 games back of 1st. Or Dallas is, OKC is 7th, 7.5 games back. So those 3 teams are bunched up. Right now it looks like we have to, I don't know, I wouldn't want to face either of the LA teams, but Denver is only 3 games back of 1st. And you got Houston, Dallas, OKC all bunched up. If one of those teams struggles, maybe deals with a big injury, they could fall off the map. And with us making a run, like 7th seed isn't out of the question. I think the 7th seed is possible if we can rattle off some wins. And if we got a matchup against Denver in the first round or Utah in the first round, I think that's a series that we would have a really solid chance of winning.
Yeah, I agree. That's are you more scared of the Clippers or the Lakers in the playoffs?
I don't know, man. That's tough to figure out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both pretty equal to me. The Clippers have been more banged up. But overall, I don't know. It's like pick your poison. You know what I mean? That's tough. That's tough to figure out.
So, always reputable asked how we got so out rebounded this game and won. 1, Damian Lillard, and 2, we only had 5 turnovers tonight. Mm-hmm. So
which is
that
impressive.
Makes Damian Lillard's performance even more magical. 1 turnover when you score 48 points and almost have a triple-double.
You have 10 assists to go along with that 1 turnover, and you're getting trapped by an athletic, lengthy team, and you only have 1 turnover? Yeah.
And 3 of our 5 turnovers were from Swanigan. That's hilarious.
LA had 12 turnovers at halftime, so that's the difference there. Let me see how many they had for the game. For the game, LA had 17 turnovers. We had 5. So they had 12 more turnovers than us. That's a huge differential. That makes up the differential in terms of rebounding.
There was a couple times in the second half where, actually I think this happened 3 times, where they got to stop and push the ball and threw it out of bounds or threw a pass away over someone's head. And that was huge, just to stop the momentum, because earlier in the game they were getting a lot of transition dunks, and they were just, Anthony Davis just leaks a lot.
Yeah, he does. Their whole team kind of does that. They always look for those leak outs.
But they're such good rebounding overall that it doesn't really hurt them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you got LeBron out there, when you got Anthony Davis out there, and you got JaVale McGee out there, you can afford to leak out because those guys eat up boards. Yeah, so shout out to the 160 people in here. We are almost an hour in. I don't know how long have we been live for?
If only you had the new graphics up, man, for all these people.
Hey, they just need to come back. That's the tease.
You're disappointing the fans.
That's the tease. That's the tease there. Also, if you go to blazersuprise.com/merch, I don't have the preview pictures up for the hoodies that I'm dropping, but they're mellow themed hoodies that I'll be dropping. So stay tuned if you want to buy those. I'll get some more preview pictures up, but I've been working on that the past couple of days, getting that merch up ready to go, and I'll be dropping sweatshirts and t-shirts with our Blazers Uprise logo on it. I think it looks clean. I think that merchandise will look good. So yeah, just gotta plug that since the stream's popping off a bit. Yeah, man. I mean, today was just a good day all around. I killed it in picks against the spread. I went 7-1. You're talking all that smack about talk to me when you get above 500. Well, I'm above 500
congratulations.
now. Yeah, well, I'm on your heels. I'm on your heels. Shout out to Tori for life. Said Tori could never disappoint us. I hope I don't disappoint you guys. Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. I just thinking back at this season as a Blazer fan, man. Especially as a Blazer fan covering this season. There's been so many streams where it's like it felt like we'd forgotten how winning felt like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, I just want to win one game because I forget what that feels like, and I'd love to have a post-game show after some really good wins, after some really good basketball. And now this is like the first time this season that we've had just a great stretch of basketball, entertaining basketball, and we've beat really good teams consistently. You know, because there's a point where we just hadn't beat good teams. You know what I mean? Before that Houston game, we hadn't really beaten good teams. Then we beat Houston on the road. Then we beat Indiana at home, Houston at home, now Los Angeles on the road. Now all of a sudden we're rattling them off, and it's just, I don't know. It's just nice thinking back to like how frustrating the season has been at times, and then kind of thinking about what the Blazers just did tonight. Like I expected them to lose. I expected them to lose this game. I picked them in picks against the spread, but the spread was 13 points for the Lakers, and I think it got up to like 17.5 before tip-off because people were betting on the Lakers. And
hey man, I made some money on the Blazers tonight.
Did you? Yeah. Nice, man. I mean, you got
7-1 odds if you bet on them to win outright.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insane, actually. How much did you put down?
Oh, I put down like a few dollars, but yeah.
Shoot, man. Put down 10.
Chris Stevens, too. Nice bet.
Yeah, that's insane. Erica Glazer, what's up, man? He says the game and the show has got me amped up. He said upped my Patreon account, Tori. So he donated more to Patreon. Let me check it.
Is he an all-star now?
Dude's giving me, no, I think he's a superstar now. He was an all-star before, so dude's a superstar. So I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, if you guys want to guest appear on this channel, what we do is if you leave a donation on Patreon, then once a month, more depending on the amount, but at least once a month, you get the opportunity to guest on a stream with us. It can be a post-game stream. You can be on for the entire thing if you want, and you can talk basketball with us after a Blazer game, or you can guest on our podcast. You can guest on the channel. So there's a link in the description, a Patreon link. Today is the final day. You have 40 minutes left until February. So if you want to guest appear on the channel in February, you got to leave a $10 donation or more to Patreon within the next 40 minutes. So clock's ticking on that, but just figured I'd shout that out because we got a lot of people watching, and maybe some of you are new to the channel, are new to what we do here. I like making this a community, a community-oriented channel, involving the community with stuff. I haven't been reading chat a ton tonight because it's just been popping off so much that it's hard to even keep up. But I like giving that offer out to the community that you guys can come on here with us if you want the chance.
Randall Pink Floyd always creeps me out, man.
What's he doing?
He says he doesn't want to guess because his true identity would be revealed to me. He's like a stalker or something.
So he knows you.
Well, there was that
Or
one
he stalks
post-game
you.
show
Yeah, I remember that.
where he was talking about like specific details about my time at Oregon State and stuff, and then he tried to blame it on a roommate or something. But yeah,
Beavis McBeavis says, I'm currently homeless and just dropped 200 at the bar watching the Blazers. I hope that 200 was worth it, man. Got a great show. A great game from the Blazers. New hat? Yeah, I got the new hat. Good luck hat, I guess. Actually, I got it after the Houston game, so we've only won one game with it, but I figured it was time to get a new hat. The other one's kind of dirty. I think the Bills kind of pointed up a little too much, but I need to get hair gel, man, because I don't like wearing hats as much as I do. I just keep forgetting to go buy hair gel. My hair's kind of crazy if I don't get hair gel. It just looks kind of whack. But
for those asking in the chat how chat did in picks against the spread tonight, you guys were 6-1 for sure. I tallied a tie in one of the games, and I have to go back and check the footage to confirm whether you guys
if
picked
it's a tie, then you have
Dallas or
to
Houston.
flip a coin for that one.
Yeah, I'll flip a coin, but yeah.
What'd you go today?
I was 4-4.
So I gained 3 games, so I'm 4 games back of you. I told you,
Yep.
one or 2 days could change like that. I went 7-1, chap. I'm coming back. I should have bet a blazing wing on one of these. I still got to go eat a blazing wing for you guys. Still got to drop a rap track. But that'll come before the end of the season. I'll probably work on that over the All-Star break. I'll catch up on some stuff. Yeah. Tori killing it in PAS. I don't know what that means.
Picks against the spread.
I know. I'm on a roll now, just like the Blazers. So
I just said that, Dame Dollar.
Wait, how to chat?
He asked how chat did.
Eric Kleiser says, Kleiser. God, dude, I can't keep saying your name wrong because you've guessed it on here, and we called you Clays for literally a whole 2-hour post-game show. Clays says the Blazers broadcast with the hashtag ball don't lie always cracks me up. Happened again after the missed tech free throw. That's funny. I'm the guy in the arena that somebody will miss a free throw and everybody will like kind of cheer and I'll scream out, ball don't lie. If I sat courtside, man, the opposing team would hate me. I don't know how the Blazers would feel about me, but I'd be their hype man. You know, I'd be out there flexing back to Hassan Whiteside after an and one. I'd be that guy.
Did you used to see footage of like Terry Porter hit a big 3 and he'd like high five people in the front row and stuff? Like it's so cool.
Yeah,
like when that happens.
Dope, man. I want to. I gotta sit courtside at least for one game in my life, man. That would be a tremendous experience, to say the least. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Tori is such a Chad. No, I'm not. God, I forgot what I was gonna say, man. Damn, that sucks. If you don't follow, actually, let me plug Twitters for a second. If you don't follow me on Twitter, at Torrey Jones YT is my Twitter. TOREY Jones YT. Eric is at Hoopsjock. So follow us. We tweet out some good nuggets here and there, and I live tweet games and kind of react to games live on Twitter and tweet about what I'm seeing on the court. Gotten a lot of involvement on my Twitter. It's been a lot of fun having you guys talking to you guys on Twitter. I get a lot of messages, so if I don't respond to you, don't take it personally. First P Last JL drops a $2 donation. He says $20 in donation if you eat a ghost pepper. Yeah, hell no, man. Hell no.
You got the graphic up for that. Nice.
Did I? Oh, let's go.
It worked.
There we go. Maybe I should make it bigger. Should I make it bigger, chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
I'll make it bigger.
Give those guys a bigger shout out when they donate.
Yeah. So there you go. So if you want your name up there, I gotta make sure it's centered. Testing out some new software that allows me to do that type of stuff.
Clay said you'd be like the Magic fan that tipped off Dame in that game and made him go crazy.
I wouldn't talk trash to players. I wouldn't want to get my team in trouble like that. I'd just be hype, man, and I'd literally make the refs hate me. The refs would hate me.
I used to do that in college.
The refs would call a call, and I'd be the guy sitting courtside being like, you called that out of your area. That was not your call to make. Oh, they would hate me. $100 if you drop freestyle. I already done that. First P Last JL said dropped $100 for me to drop a rap track.
No,
I ain't
he said if you
freestyling.
freestyle.
Okay,
Yeah.
if I freestyle, no, I ain't freestyling, man. I ain't doing it. Not even for 100, bro. There's too many people in here, man.
Uh, Do you want to flip a coin for me? Do you have one? Trevin says you can confirm that Mavs and Houston was a tie and we need a coin flip.
I'll roll a dice. That'll be easier, actually. So
right.
1 through 3 is what? Houston?
Sure.
It's 2. So it's Houston.
Okay. All right.
So they lost
took
on that one,
L.
huh? All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. You guys taking the L on that. Torres flow is weak. It might be better than you think, but it might be also very weak. I'm not sure. Yeah. So for anybody new, because we still got a ton of people in here. Shout out to you guys. But I said I'd drop a rap track, like a seriously produced rap track. If I got $100 donation, the first P last jail came through with that donation, so I have to drop that before the end of the season. Hopefully, I don't embarrass myself. It's going to be an adventure. It's going to be. Oh man, I'm gonna be nervous to do that, but
I think we owe Jason Jensen a shout out. He was one of the few guys who still really believed in this team earlier in the season when things were going bad.
I mean, yeah, shout out to him, but I don't know. It was the thing. Like, oh, if we just figured out how to play a better brand of basketball, move the ball, and I don't know, figure out some of the things we were struggling with, we could have been a solid team even with injuries, and now we figured them out. So it's not like surprising to me that we're a solid team right now because we're moving the ball well. We're playing a much better brand of basketball. Like, we've been saying this all season, man. We've been saying this all season that this team can play like this even with the injuries, and look what happened.
Yeah, Jason Jensen, you sure knew Dave was going to do this, right? Average like 50 points a game for 2 weeks.
How much is he averaging the last 5 games? I'll do the math. I'll do the math.
You add that up.
All right, 61 plus 47 plus 50 plus 36 plus 48 divided by 5. He's averaging 48.4 the last 5 games. It's insane.
He could win Player of the Week again. He should if he continues this, as long as we...
Oh, I know. Definitely. I mean, we'll see how he plays tomorrow, but he tends to have some good games against the Jazz. Gobert is going to have to get out there on that pick and roll pull up 3 that Dame loves to shoot. Good luck to Gobert because Gobert doesn't like to leave the paint defensively. Yeah.
Denthard says the Rockets bench mob was in the restaurant after Wednesday's game. Overheard PJ Tucker saying the league isn't going to let Portland win. Were you talking about this game tonight, or
I assume
like
so? Yeah.
At all? Yeah.
After Wednesday's game, so it was after the Rockets game. So I mean, a lot of Blazer fans felt that way too.
Yeah.
But the league refereed it pretty fairly tonight. I thought the refs were solid tonight, and I was actually kind of surprised. I don't think the league is rigged at all, man. I think refs can be biased towards stars and biased towards big markets, but I don't think that the league says, okay, help this team win this game. I don't think they do that, and a lot of people act like they do. I don't think they do, man. Because why wouldn't you have the Lakers win tonight? You know what I mean? The free throws were pretty even.
Why have the Knicks been bad for ever? Why have the Lakers not made the playoffs the last 6 seasons?
Exactly, man. I hear a lot of people talking about that as if it's a thing, and I just don't see it. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's something that actually happens.
And I mean, with the way Twitter is and how every play is so carefully scrutinized now, it would be so obvious, I think, if the refs completely threw a game. I mean, it's impossible to be perfect as a ref, but it kind of helps having a challenge. But I hate refs, but I don't think it's rigged at all.
Somebody named Emmy Perez on Twitter tweeted at me, said, check out the top comment, and it was a clip of Whiteside's fadeaway. And Whiteside posted in the comment section, Kobe in all caps, with a RIP GOAT next to it. So yeah, I'm guessing he did shout that out. Shout out to Emmy for tweeting that at me. Tweeted that at me 25 minutes ago, so I apologize I didn't get to it.
And I know Tim Donaghy said that refs rig games and that several of the refs still refed or are still refing today that he says did do that. But I just think how, like I said, it's a different time now than it was in even the early 2000s where like every single bad call, like look at the Tolliver call earlier in the year
Mm-hmm.
where against LeBron where he like ran by him and LeBron like touched him with his foot and like they reviewed it and it was still and like the NBA got killed for that call, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NBA. I don't know. I don't think the refereeing is as corrupt as it has been in the past. Yeah, I don't. I don't think it's. I don't think it's. I don't think it's. I'm trying to find my words. I don't. I don't think it's. God, I can't think. I can't think of the word to say.
I
I
didn't
don't
see
think
the
it's
chat
rigged.
thing for Jason Lee.
I think it takes. Think it takes a little bit. We'll see. But shout out Jason Lee for the $2 donation. He quoted saying "even bigger." I don't understand what that means, but I don't know. I don't know what that's in reference to.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah,
Nice.
see, it looks good. Maybe you need to lower it a little bit, but yeah. So I don't know. There's like
No, just make it the whole screen.
make it the whole screen. I could make it the whole screen. I like it centered though. I thought that was a good
Okay.
size. That was a good size.
Yeah.
Um, but Tori, why are your eyes so squinted? That's kind of rude. Um, that dunk is going to be on posters. That Dame dunk, yeah, Dame dunked on him, man. I don't know. I wish the dunk went through cleanly. It would have looked better. Like it was a great dunk. Don't get me wrong, but it just kind of like squeezed it in. Ryan Birchfield, my bad. Tori is not me doing, bro. I don't take offense to that. I'm told I close my eyes when I shoot because I squint my eyes when I shoot, and people think I close them. I like go like that. It's like a focus thing. I hear that all the time. That's kind of rude, man. Trevin quoting me. Uh,
Dionysus says, "What would you think about Whiteside for Chandler? I'm assuming Chandler Parsons and Brooklyn first from Atlanta."
I don't know why Atlanta would do that. Um, but I mean, the Brooklyn first would be nice to get, but I just don't see Atlanta doing that. I don't know why they do that. That Brooklyn first would be like 15th, 16th though.
Oh,
Um,
I'm checking. It's 16 right now.
Dan Dickow, aka Jimbo, says he'd poster me. No, you wouldn't. I'd poster you. As long as my heel gets better. I've been dealing with plantar fasciitis, which is the most annoying thing to deal with, men. So
That pick is lottery protected, so it can't be better than
they'd have to make the
15.
playoffs, but yeah, I don't see Atlanta doing that. Dan Dickow would poster me. I doubt it, man. Dan Dickow is like 6 feet tall and
Robbie
not an athlete like that.
Robbie Stacks, ask it again. Sorry, man.
uh, what's he asking? Y'all missed all my
It's
questions
it.
tonight. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
There's 150 people watching.
chat's
Chats
going so
popping off,
fast.
man. Sometimes I want to put like people in because there are people in here that are like, man, you missed my questions, and like Robbie Stacks is an OG, so you know, this isn't even a reference to him, but there are some people that like legitimately get mad that we miss their questions when like chat's popping off, and I just want to like take them from wherever they're watching this thing, put them down in my chair and say, okay, answer all these questions while talking about the game. Good luck. Just so they can understand. Like, it's not easy, man. Breaking down the game in depth and trying to, like, answer a bunch of your guys' questions as the stream just chat just pops off like this. It's not easy.
Well,
But
and
that's not a
too,
complaint
like,
at all. I love having 150 people in here.
yeah.
I love it.
Well, too, like when people start peppering you with questions when you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
like intro and talk about the game and stuff, like that's not necessarily the right time to ask those questions. So sometimes, if you wait, what's up, Steven? Shout out for the new
Yeah, we got
subscriber.
subscriptions that pop up. I don't even know. It's like donations, subscriptions, and a couple other things. I don't know. There's like multiple options out there. I barely looked at it though. I'll make sure to uh, get it going like for the next post game stream. Also, if you guys haven't seen our podcast set, hopefully it doesn't mess up the stream. This is our podcast setup. That would be Eric's webcam right here. But that's our podcast setup. So I think that's a pretty cool podcast setup. We had a countdown to tip off all that. So if you guys are new to the channel or don't watch us often, our podcasts are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Around 3 to 4 p.m. is when they start. Usually go on for an hour. We cover not just the Portland Trailblazers, but the rest of the NBA. And it's a fun podcast. It's a little bit more laid back than the post game shows. We're not reacting to a game, and usually a little quieter, so we can get to more of your questions in chat. So if you guys are interested in that, just give it a chance. Let me switch back to post game show.
Robbie Stacks, you asked the question, or you say we missed y'all's question, and then you don't ask the question again.
we're waiting for it. Man, we got another stream to go tomorrow. Hopefully that's another good stream. You know what sucks, man, is like before when we were losing, it's like, oh, we got another game tomorrow, quick turnaround, okay, I like that. But when we have a big win like this, I just want to like relax for a couple days and just enjoy it before we have another game. But it's like literally we gotta hop back on the horse tomorrow against Utah, which is a very tough team to beat. So that'll be a great game at the Moda. I might try and get down there, honestly. I might try and get down there. Also, I'm plugging a lot of stuff because we got a lot of people in here. Also, we're doing a trade deadline stream the morning of the trade deadline. Should be live like 3, maybe 4 hours before the trade deadline, and we'll cover every trade. We'll break it to you live on air. We'll have some graphics for that. It should be a really good stream. So if you want top-notch trade deadline coverage and breakdown, we know a lot about the entire NBA. So if you want that, then definitely tune into that trade deadline stream. I'm really looking forward to that, honestly. Even if the Blazers don't make anything, it'll be fun to do a trade deadline stream. I'll have Eric's camera up here. Going to try and get another monitor so I can set that up easier. And still working on the graphics stuff. I don't know. I'm still kind of designing the whole layout that I want for that. It's fun. I got out of jury duty too. I had jury duty that randomly got scheduled for the week of the trade deadline. I'm like, oh, of course I get to miss my trade deadline stream because I have to serve jury duty. Like, what are the odds it's that week? But I got rescheduled, so we're good to go.
Before I get to Robbie Stack's question, so Jimbo, I'm gonna be popping bottles maybe on Sunday night, hopefully celebrating Super Bowl victory for the Niners.
Hopefully, man.
But Robbie Stacks, I'll let you answer this first. Are you worried that when everyone comes back from injury, it's going to take a few games to get back into the groove, or do you think the momentum will continue?
I mean, it's not everybody coming back at once, I don't think. I mean, maybe Scow and Nurk coming back at the same time, but I mean, I don't know. It's not like we're going to have like 3 guys return at once. It's not like Collins is going to return at the same time. He's going to be in March at some point. So maybe it will take Nurkic some time, but if Whiteside's still on the roster, then I guess that could give Nurkic, put less pressure on Nurkic and could bring him off the bench. I don't know.
What I think is, like, you see Ariza plug in and he's fine right away.
Mm-hmm.
You see Wenyen come in tonight, give us good minutes. You've seen Little in and out of the rotation, comes in and has a good game. He had a good game last game. So, like, if you know how to play, you know how to play. It's going to take those guys a little bit to get back into game shape overall, but I'm not assuming they're going to play big minutes right away, so they'll probably take a few games to get into it shape-wise. But that's more a personal thing. I don't think that will have any effect on their fit once they're in. And all those guys are pretty smart players, especially Nurk and Collins. They know how to play the game the right way. So I'm not worried about them just like coming back and fitting in like a player that was more selfish would. But yeah.
Yep. 100% agree. It should be, I don't know. It'll be easier for Nurkic to fit in since he's already been on the team too. It's not like he's somebody we traded for and then he's been out a while. So he has good chemistry and he'll be practicing with actually strained his calf. That is the problem with that. He did strain his calf, so he might not have the same amount of reps leading up to his return. He might not be able to get as comfortable. But Lobakel says, Tori, would you consider having viewers call in to ask a question? I don't know how I'd set that up. That'd be some work, and also, who knows what people are gonna say? You know what I mean? And who knows what they're like? I don't want to. I don't know. Yeah, like maybe, but I like just keeping it. You can guest on the channel if you donate $10 a month to Patreon. Like, that's as much as you'd go and spend at Wendy's in a random night. You know what I mean? So, I think that's like kind of a good way, just so that we don't have too many people that are trying to get on. But that's more of like Chad Doing's post game show thing, like call-in callers, and ours is kind of like a live chat. Eric, Tori, chat, you are rocking this Blazer season. A lot to appreciate tonight. Appreciate it, man. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate the support. This would be pointless if I'm streaming to nobody. So shout out to everybody watching this right now. It's been a lot of fun.
I have my first stand.
Your first stand? What do you mean?
It says Eric Forever. Eric
Forever. First stand. Also, if you guys see me at the Moto Center or see me in person, come say what's up. I'm still waiting for... I've had one person recognize me, but he didn't say what's up. He messaged me on Instagram. I'm not sure if he even watches the channel much at all. But I want somebody to come up and say what's up. Make me feel famous. You guys would make me feel really good about myself. I'd feel like people know me, you know? I'm just kidding. It'd be cool just to meet some of you guys. So if you guys see me in person, come say what's up, because I'm at the Moda Center sometimes, man. I might try and go to that game tomorrow. I don't know. I just want to be in the Moda Center for that game. Actually, it's a Saturday night game, so ticket prices are not going to be good. But there's been some great deals on tickets for some really good games. So I'm going to try and catch up on some games. If I go to a game and Eric doesn't go to a game, he'll run the post-game show until I get home, and I can actually switch that over to my end, Eric.
Nice. You figure out how to do it.
Yeah, like if you're streaming and then I get home, you just stop streaming, stop streaming on OBS, and you'd keep the YouTube stream going, and then I'd start streaming on OBS, with the stream key and all that.
Nice.
Yeah, so it'd be that simple.
Sounds good. Yeah, I've got a pretty big day at the store tomorrow, but I shouldn't be later than the start of the game, so I should be good.
Torres says, I'm live. I live in El Paso, Texas, man. Highly unlikely that I'll see you, bro. Yeah, no chance you see me in El Paso. I've been to Texas before. I've been to San Antonio. I like San Antonio, but what were you saying?
We should have a Blazers Uprise night where we all go to a game and sit in the nosebleeds and just all hang out.
Yeah, I don't got the money to pay for 10 tickets, though.
No, I'm not saying everyone buys their own ticket. Just go.
We'll do some community pickup games at parks in the spring and that type of stuff. So if you guys want to come play basketball, we'll be doing that with some people I know. Get some big get-togethers, play some basketball, so you guys can see that I can actually pass, since there's a narrative for whatever reason that I can't pass the ball. But I actually throw dimes, to be honest.
Zacho said he just watched our 3-on-3 recently videos.
Did you? What'd you think, bro? Me and Eric, the past couple years, play in the media bracket. We play for an internet forum in the media bracket at Rip City 3-on-3, which is a 3-on-3 tournament every July outside Moda Center. And I made a vlog with some footage for it, and I posted it on this channel. It was one of my first videos, posted all the way back in July. But next year we're gonna do it a lot better than we did it this past year. So that'll be fun. And you guys know Eric now, so it's not just me. You guys didn't really know Eric at that point because he'd only been on for 2 streams. But yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that this summer. It's gonna be a fun summer, man. Gonna be a fun summer. Even after the season's over, we still got you covered. Draft content's gonna be good. Free agency content, that type of stuff. We'll do some streams, and we won't even really necessarily have to talk about basketball if there's nothing to talk about. Just hang out. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep it going steady throughout the summer. So I hope people don't abandon us after the season. Because that happens on YouTube. The season ends, and people kind of stop tuning in until September. But should hopefully keep you guys entertained throughout the offseason. Entertained all year long. That's the goal.
It wouldn't have happened as much last year because the Blazers played into May.
Yeah.
And then they you had the draft stuff right after that, finals, and then free agency started right after the draft this last year. So, um, yeah, that's an exciting time to me. That's almost my favorite time is playoffs and then into June and early July.
So Beavis says you don't want to see me in real life on the court. Trust me, I ain't scared of nobody. You could be a D1 player, and I'm not. I could battle and be competitive against you, because I have been competitive against D1 players in the past. I'm no pushover, man. Let's see. 100 level sports says this is Zacho. I thought it was good. You guys destroyed in the finals. Our shot selection was terrible. Could have attacked the size mismatch more though. Good chemistry between you guys. I just kept getting fouled. I kept trying to attack inside. I kept getting fouled by them, and I made what 7-8 free throws in a row. But hey, so you know that the one white guy that was on their team, the Blazer Gang team, that is actually the guy who runs 503 for the fans. At Twitter page. That was actually him. Funnily enough, so he actually does some stuff for Blazer Gang. You got people saying they're gonna dunk on you. Kyle Parker says he's gonna dunk on you and bag you. All these people don't have to back it up though. So they're like, I'm gonna do a 360 windmill backflip dunk on your head. They don't got to back it up.
They'll post some picture with me photoshopped in there that they find on Google, like Dame Dollar.
Yep. But thing is, once springtime rolls around, if you guys are talking like this, we'll actually have some pickup basketball. So then if you don't show up, then I'm going to be calling you out. If you guys talking like you could dunk on us and stuff, I want to see it. Let's see who's for real. Because I don't think any of you for real. How many people can actually dunk in this chat room? I can dunk on a good day. How many of you guys can? For real, though.
And the other thing is, too, I know so many people who can dunk but suck at basketball, so that doesn't mean anything if you can dunk.
I'm just curious what percentage of people in here. We got 124 viewers right now. How many of them can dunk? You're not stealing the ball from me either. I'm 6'4", 6'5", but it doesn't mean I can't handle the ball. I'm a point forward.
Oh, hey man, tomorrow I can start jogging. Yes.
Don't strain your calf.
I won't, but I'm I'm just excited to actually hoop. Actually, I went and shot around the other day again for the second time, and my shot felt pretty good, all things considered. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
I've been streaky, like hot and cold lately, but like I've had a couple games where I've shot really, really well. And okay, so here's a theory I have, man. I don't know what it is, but whenever I shoot really well, Damian Lillard ends up shooting really well, like around the same time. Whenever I struggle to shoot, Damian Lillard seems to struggle to shoot. It's almost like...
All right. So you can't struggle ever again.
I know, bro. I need to get in the gym. But, like, I've had 2 or 3 games lately in my rec league where I've shot better than I've shot in years. And then all of a sudden, Dame is just going on an insane stretch, the best of his career. Like, I literally had a 40-point half a couple weeks ago because I was 11 for 13 in a half from 3. And a lot of them were contested, shooting off screens, off the dribble, like, it wasn't just me just shooting wide open threes. And then another night I hit like 4 or 5 in a row in the last 4 minutes to cut a 10-point lead down to tying it, and I had 31 in that half, just hitting threes, hitting NBA range threes like that. I don't know what it is, man, but whenever I shoot the ball well, Dame seems to shoot well too. I've always I don't know. It's just like obviously a weird coincidence. It's just funny. So that's a lot of pressure on me. I gotta go drop some threes so that Dame can continue this hot streak.
Randall Pink Floyd says when he struggles with women, Mario Hazonia struggles, so you struggle with women all the time, is what he's saying.
Nope.
No, him. I think him.
When I struggle with women, yeah, maybe you gotta start. I mean, like, let me think about this. So, when you, like, try to get women, is that when Stotts tries to play Hazonia? Like, you might need to stop trying to score women so Mario Hazonia stops getting subbed in for Nasir Little. Help the team out, man. Sacrifice for the greater good, that type of thing.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yep. That,
Just give up women if that's what's happening.
I mean, like, what do you priorities? Okay, is it women or is it Blazers doing well, winning a championship because Dame is averaging 80 points per game, or I don't know. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Tell him, Robbie Stacks, take one for the team.
yeah, take one for all of us, man. You got 126 people in here that would appreciate you if you gave up women. Okay, and maybe honestly, maybe the women would appreciate it too. No, that's too harsh, man. I couldn't get through that. I can't do Robbie like that. I'm just kidding, man. He needs more hair gel, man. I need hair gel too, man. I'm tired of wearing hats all the time. Didn't Dan Dickau marry a Blazer girl? I have no idea. He was a bit before my time, even though he's from my town. He's from Vancouver. Tori and Eric, did you guys play any other sports? Not really. I don't know about Eric, though.
I played like soccer when I was little and baseball till high school. But yeah, I didn't play anything other than basketball after that.
Yeah, I played one league or one season of Little League, and half of my at bats I got hit by a pitch, so I stopped doing that.
And no, Beavis, that makes you awesome that
Yeah.
you left two cute girls at the bar to listen to us.
Hey, you could give your headphones or whatever to the girls, and I could be your wingman through this stream.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't wingman.
Where's
Got put in your own work.
I gave a shout out to someone's girlfriend or wife or something on the last post game. Sydney, I think her name was.
Sydney.
I don't know if she's listening tonight.
I honestly haven't listened to like really any of that post game show, so I have no idea what went down. I know you probably talked some trash about me, knowing that I probably wouldn't hear it. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm right.
I just assumed that you were listening the whole time.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was just trying to say it to your face. I assume you were listening. No, I was driving. I was at the arena, so how was I be listening the whole time? When I drove home, had no internet. Got home, had no internet. Like, I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
Night, Ryan Birchfield.
See you, Ryan.
Patriotic Truth News says Eric was a semi-pro bowler. I actually did bowl in a bowling league, but I'm not good. My highest average was like 170 something. So like,
yeah, you're
it
garbage.
wasn't.
I get like 550 on the regular, bro.
Yeah, you know how I know you're lying?
How?
Because that's like way more than is possible in a game.
That was the joke, bro. God damn. 300. I know how to bowl. I played a lot of Wii Sports bowling growing up, man. I was an elite Wii Sports bowler, coached by my grandfather. That was his go-to in retirement was Wii Sports bowling.
How did Patriotic Truth News? Do you know about me bowling, or were you just like making a joke?
I don't know.
I might have another stalker.
Yeah, you're getting stalked, bro. These are all like your stalkers in here, I guess.
I think my highest game ever was like 266, 265.
We got a lot of people that can relate to that Wii Sports bowling.
Yeah,
Man, I miss those days, man. Wii Sports golf. I used to play Hot Shots golf. Did you guys play Hot Shots golf? That was like one of my favorite games growing up. Everybody in chat is like Wii Sports. That's awesome. I do plan on starting a gaming channel in the future. That'll be fun. Maybe it'll be in the off season though.
Clays is trying to get us back on track here.
Basketball. Basketball. We want to talk about basketball. Can we talk about the frontline defense, particularly Ariza and Whiteside, and how much better we look than when Melo is on the bench on that side? I don't know. We've only had Ariza for 4 games, and I don't know. Usually Ariza plays with Melo, so I don't know. I mean, like Ariza I think is a little better defensively. So for in today's NBA, and obviously having Melo off the court, Melo isn't like a great defender. I wouldn't say Melo's awful, but I don't know. I don't think our defense has looked good with Ariza. Ariza's been a good defender and looked good on defense, but overall our defense hasn't looked good because we've consistently given up like 120, 100, like 120 points a game. We've been winning because we've been scoring like crazy, but we still have been giving up a ton of points.
He's a turnover creating machine, though.
He is, dude. He gets his
5
hands.
steals tonight.
I mean, and the thing is, he does it without gambling like Bazemore did. Bazemore gambled so hard for steals. A lot of Ariza's steals come from him just playing solid defense and him not like risking his positioning for him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's in position to play the pass without leaving his guy. He's got those long arms and he can just get in the passing lanes.
I like his attitude, man. I like what he brings to the team. I mean, that was a good pickup. That was a really good trade. Really good trade in my opinion. Not gonna give you crap for hating on it either. But anyway, just catching up with chat here.
Are we giving up more points because we're playing more up tempo? That might have a little bit to do with it.
Yeah, possibly. Would have to look at offensive rating or something like that, but Ariza is a brick wall. It's just weird, man. I never thought, I don't know. Ariza was like a guy I didn't really like before he got here. Now it's like I'm a fan of just like his attitude and just the way he plays. It's kind of like I'm a Niner fan, just like Eric, so it's kind of like Richard Sherman almost, but just obviously Richard Sherman was a lot more. We hated him a lot more than we hate Ariza, but it's just weird, man.
Well, it's just his age. Obviously, he wouldn't have been so easy to acquire in a trade if he wasn't in his 16th season. But
let me just say this though, that's why we need 3-and-D wings. Ariza is like in terms of like 3-and-D wings, he's like average, I guess, 3-and-D wing. But look at the impact he's had.
Yeah.
So that's the type of players we need, not LaMarcus Aldridge shooting 16-foot turnaround fadeaway jumpers and not being able to defend power forwards, but insisting he plays power forward. You know what I mean? We don't need like Kevin Love type of players. Danilo Gallinari would be, I guess he'd be cool from an offensive perspective, but defense, he's not really going to help us out. We need 3-and-D wings. We need like a healthy Otto Porter would be phenomenal for us. Robert Covington, players like that. That's the type of players we need to go out there and get. That's the type of forwards we need. We have like very poor man's versions of those, and Minu and Harkless, they were below average 3-and-D options. I want to get good 3-and-D options. I want to get like a healthy Otto Porter or a Covington or something like that. I want to see what this team would look like with those guys, because I think Dame and CJ can win a championship as a backcourt. They just need some 3-and-D forwards next to them. Some really good options there. Hopefully Zach Collins can become that. It'll be interesting to. That's the thing, is I was really intrigued to see what he was going to bring to us this year with a starting role. That's why it sucks that he ended up getting hurt. But we'll see him again this season, hopefully. Richard Sherman was better in Seattle. Richard Sherman was phenomenal this year, so I'm not sure about that.
I never thought he would have been that good coming off the Achilles injury. That gives me hope for Hood.
Yeah. R.I.P. Blazer says, "Hey, don't bash big men shooting fadeaways. Whiteside got those on lock, Torrey. Yeah, he shot one tonight with 5 on the shot clock because he had to, and he made it. And that was the other 13 shots. He had a couple soft floaters, but takes the ball strong for the most part. LaMarcus Aldridge, you give him the ball with 16 on the shot clock, and he settles and turns around and will shoot a 17-foot turnaround fadeaway jumper over a guy who's like 3 inches shorter than him. I don't really. Aldridge is overrated, man. Aldridge, I don't think he'd fit well here. I just don't, man. That'd just be weird. I just don't think that's what we should go out and do.
See, because it's going to cost at least a first. I don't even know if the Spurs would trade him just for an expiring in a first. But I mean, I'd be fine if after next season he comes here for cheap at the end of his career. He could be our
if we keep
Or bench
Collins
center or
though,
something.
and get
Yeah.
like another forward, and then we have like Nasir Little ready to play power forward minutes too. Like I don't know, I don't even think I want Aldridge at that point, because we'll have a lot of depth in the future. Chiefin says Torrey tripping because he says, "Did you really just say you're not sure about Sherman being better in Seattle?" Well, we've only been able to see like Sherman at full strength for one season because he had that Achilles injury he was returning off of last season, and that was kind of a lost season. This season, he was ranked as the best cornerback in football. So I don't know how you can be better than the best cornerback in football. So, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree that LaMarcus is a traitor too.
Yeah. That's just not the type of player we need to go out there and waste assets on. And like, I don't know. We need to get a 3-and-D forward. If not this year, trade for a contract that will be expiring next year, so we can flip that for a 3-and-D forward. No matter how well Whiteside plays, I still think we should end up trading him. We've talked about that a ton, but we'll see what happens. I'm very intrigued to see what happens at the deadline here. It's only today is February 1st now. It's only 5 days away. 5 days away. It's like
Yep.
5.5 days away.
Yep.
So
It'll be interesting.
for sure. Yeah, just hit 12 midnight. We still got 100 people in here. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm just kind of reading chat now. It's kind of slowed down a little bit. So if you see anything you want to answer, if you guys have any questions for us,
Everyone wants me to drink on the
Eric the Fish
trade
needs to
deadline
come
stream.
out for the trade deadline marathon. Hey, man, go ahead. Because then we'll get an epic drunk rant, and that'll be top-notch content. Also, during the All-Star break, we might take a week off of doing podcasts if you're done with that, Eric, and maybe focus on making it a couple of videos or something. I don't know. If you want to do podcasts, we can still do it, but what I want to do is I want to do like a top live stream moments montage, maybe part 1, part 2, part 3, or whatever. So if you guys want to go back and look at old post-game chats where something funny happened that you guys think should be included in it, you guys can leave a timestamp in the comment section. That would help me out, because that's going to be a lot of footage to go through. But now we're talking a bunch of trade talk, and we'll save some of that for Monday, man. Because Monday and Wednesday especially, because Wednesday is the day before the trade deadline. Like we'll have you guys covered on that. DeMar DeRozan, but let me just respond to Dro, I guess. I don't think Danilo Gallinari gets traded. DeMar DeRozan is not a good fit because he's not a good defender and he can't shoot, so he's the opposite of 3-and-D.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward is not available for Hassan Whiteside, and Otto Porter is my number one target for the trade deadline, in my opinion. Because if he's healthy, he would be a phenomenal guy to go out and get for this team. So I only think one of those targets is really realistic, and we should go out and get. And that's Otto Porter.
Yep. I'd still try for Jang and Covington, but I think they're going to ask for too much. Or do you just give up what they want, give up 2 firsts for them, just to get another 3-and-D? Then you have going to next year with Ariza, Covington, and Hood.
I don't know. I wouldn't give up 2 firsts for Covington. That's a bit of an overpay, in my opinion. This hat's giving me a headache. I have to take it off, even though my hair is kind of crazy. Chiefin watches us all the time, but he says, Tori, can you stream the deadline? Yes, I'm going to stream the deadline. I've been talking about
Come on, Chiefin.
I mean, if he's missed it, then he's just really unlucky because I always see him.
With you, man.
It's just weird. I always see him in here posting, and I've talked about this a ton. Yeah, I'm doing a trade deadline stream the morning of the trade deadline, going live 3 to 4 hours before the trade deadline. I even said that in the stream, and I saw him posting at the same time, so I wonder how he missed it. Yeah, I will be streaming the trade deadline, though. I'll be breaking stuff as it goes live. When is Porter supposed to be back around the All-Star break?
Clays wants me to be drunk for when someone suggests trading Dame. So.
I'll have that mute button on the ready because Eric would go off the deep end, man. Eric would go off the deep end with that. Uh, I don't even. I'm trying to figure out what chat's doing. Somebody's watching Netflix. Oh, you're watching Netflix. We should be on your TV, man. My face belongs on your TV. Ban trade CJ talk. I'm not gonna ban it. I'm gonna ban Dame Dollar though, for 300 seconds. Because dude just doesn't learn his lesson. He says some stuff that gets held for review that's actually a bit extra. That I should have probably already put him in a 300-second ban timeout earlier this stream.
I noticed that last stream too.
Yeah. He needs to chill. You need to chill, bro. I'm starting to really like Hassan. People were way too hard on Hassan at the start of the season. Do you remember how he was like made out to be the issue for everything? And I was telling you guys, Hassan's gonna be all right.
He still is.
Yeah, not as much as he was, but people still are just super hard on him. I don't understand it. I don't understand how you could be hard on Hassan for tonight. 13 for 14 with 5 blocks, 30 points, 12 rebounds.
Yeah.
100 Level Sports says, sorry, but the Blazers should trade Hazonia. I know how important he is to the team, but he has to go. You can get the team an all-star caliber player. I hope that's Zacho. I don't know why he changed his name. I don't like that he changed his name. But I think he's trolling.
Yeah. He's either trolling or put the wrong.
Because Zacho's always trolling, so. Maybe he meant Whiteside, but we wouldn't be able to get an all-star caliber player back for Whiteside either unless we like attached additional assets to him. But I don't think there's anybody available that makes sense for us this season. Eric Glazer says, got to wake up early to watch games more often, enjoying the post-game interaction compared to just watching it later. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. Glad you could make it out for this stream, especially after a game like that. Fantastic game, and this stream has been popping off, so it's been a lot of fun tonight. Tonight for us, morning for you, because I know it's like, 6 a.m. where he's at? No, it has to – I have no idea.
He just said it was 11. It was almost lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pay attention.
Zacho, a.k.a. 100 Level Sports, says, people still blame Hassan. Rip City Project guy hates him. The guy who runs Rip City Project is there's this guy –
Careful.
Yeah, because I don't want to have drama or start beef with people, but there's a guy who runs that page that just does not run it like it's been run in the past, and I used to be a fan of the Rip City Project, but now this guy kind of runs it like it's his own personal account and tweets out some stuff that just doesn't make sense and isn't like I don't know. I don't like it's not Austin Carroll, because Austin Carroll does a solid job. It's this guy named Stevie. I just don't like the way he runs that page. I'm actually blocked by them now. Even though I've done like interviews with them in the past, but now the Stevie guy took over the page and blocked me because oh God, I don't even want to get into that. But you guys know I'm not fond of Blazers media, man. And Rip City Project was like the one thing of Blazers media that I still liked, and then this guy went and ruined that. So whatever, we're doing our own thing. Dame Dollar's a 13-year-old probably. I think he's 14. Maybe 15. Chad Doing said we had a 0.0% chance to win tonight. Yeah, he also said there was no chance that the Niners would beat the Seahawks in Week 17 in Seattle, and then the Niners went and beat the Seahawks. So if Chad Doing says there's no chance a team wins, that probably means there's a good chance that team wins, because he keeps being wrong about that. I hate when people tweet stuff like that. There's no such thing as having no chance to win in the NBA, man. He's kind of been frustrating this year, because I used to be a fan of his stuff, but this year he's kind of, I mean, he freaked out at that Ariza trade. He freaked out. And Eric, you weren't too high on that Ariza trade, but like Chad Doing like freaked out, like in a way that was just like, dude, come on, man, come on. It was for Ariza, like, oh, Ariza's so washed, Ariza's trash, like blah blah blah. I don't know. In yours, it was more like, oh, I don't want to just make deals that save money, and give up 2 second-round picks for that.
Chad just said a couple hours ago that there's no chance Ariza's on the team next year.
That makes no sense.
I know. I know.
But if he says there's no chance he's going to be on the team, then Ariza's definitely going to be on the team, because no chance to Chad Doing means 100% chance. Oh my god, man! Why? He has a $12.8 million contract for next season if we guarantee him. Um, if we waive him, we only owe him $1.8 million for next year. It's like 1.2. I forget what it is. It's something like that. The thing is, if we don't guarantee him, we don't really gain any additional flexibility. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the most cap space we could create is like $10 million. Or if we are over the cap, we could have a $10 million mid-level exception. And you don't
Yep.
get both. So either way, you have $10 million to spend, whether you keep Ariza or you don't keep Ariza. So waiving him doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't help you do anything else, and you lose that contract, which you could trade at the trade deadline, which would be an expiring contract that you could use to upgrade. So waiving Ariza would be a mistake at this point, especially
Well,
considering how he's played. So
and yeah, I was just going to say you lose a player that's playing really well too and fits very well on this team.
So it literally makes no sense. There's no logic behind that. I hear stuff like that from the media, and it just doesn't make sense. They don't think these types of things through. They don't really understand like roster construction at a deep enough level. They don't really think through the numbers and think through the options or know the CBA as well as they should. That's always been my opinion because I've studied the CBA. Eric studied the CBA. Like, so it gets frustrating when we hear this stuff, this misinformation that's being tossed out there to fans, and that's why I hope this platform continues to grow so we can change that. So it just frustrates me, man.
What's up, Marcos? He says he's new from McMinnville. Go Blazers.
Go
Thanks
Blazers,
for
man.
tuning in.
Yeah, what's up, Marcos? Aaron Mintz is Ariza's agent, and there are some players on his list that could fit here. Just saying. What does that have to do with Ariza, though? Like, I don't understand. Like, why would that affect what we do? Do we keep Whiteside and trade Nurk? No. Nurk will have more trade value next year, so if we keep Whiteside, why wouldn't we just wait on Nurk? You know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna have trade value coming off this injury. JP's perspective, convincing the casuals that keeping Whiteside is the move. LOL. Yeah, I mean, you guys know what the deal is with the media. Dame Dallas says, I think Tori hates me. I don't hate you at all, man. I hate when you call me an effing dumbass or whatever, but that's about it. Yeah, you guys know how I feel about the media. I'm not even gonna go in because I don't really want to be at odds with people. You guys know how I feel though, and there's just people that don't. I just disagree with a lot of the stuff that's out there, and I'm not a huge fan of the media.
So Jarrell's saying avoid luxury tax. How does trading Nurk help us avoid luxury tax? There's no team that can take his contract, and you can't trade 13 million for 6 or less than 6 million. So I don't get how that would help avoid the luxury tax.
Yeah. Trading Whiteside would help us would have a better chance of helping us avoid the luxury tax since he's on a bigger contract. So teams have to match a certain percentage. So you could save more that way. Clay says, I know Torrey thinks Whiteside and Nurk can't coexist, but both usually only play 29 minutes when the other isn't around. If both could reduce minutes by 5, they could play 24 each plus great depth. I don't think you want the point in having them though is that they provide you good production from the center spot, and you're reducing the value of like if Nurk, you reduce him from 29 to 24 minutes, you reduce his value. If you reduce Whiteside from 29 minutes to 24 minutes, you reduce his value as well. And then one of them is probably unhappy coming off the bench, so that reduces their production as well.
And then you're making it so Collins can only play power forward, so he could never play center because we already have 2 centers. You're ruining Zach's flexibility, and that might not even be his best position. And then you're looking at 2 guys who were both unhappy coming off the bench in their previous stops and moped and became an attitude problem. So I just don't see them.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have I'd rather have Nurkic playing 30 minutes per game next year and a good 3-and-D forward playing 30 minutes per game next year than Nurkic playing 24 minutes per game next year and Whiteside playing 24 minutes per game next year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Scal also would only be able to play power forward. I think he's more of a natural center, even more of a natural center than Collins is. I think Collins is a little bit more of a natural center than he is a power forward. So like
you have to give up on either Melo or Scal, and then you're basically saying if you keep Melo, that him and Collins can only play 24 minutes a game then because they can't play any other positions if there's two centers. And then you can't
slide Ariza over to small ball 4 if that's the case. And it's just not the way to go from a roster construction standpoint. It's just not the way to go. I mean, if we ended up getting hurt, then obviously it'd be helpful to, God forbid Nurk gets hurt again, or if Whiteside gets hurt, it'd help to have the other one, because then they could step up and play 32 minutes. But when you construct a roster, you don't really like pass up on better options when healthy just to have insurance in case you're hurt. Because the thing is, if Nurkic gets hurt again and we don't have Whiteside, we'd still have two natural centers in my opinion. You have Collins and Scal. So I don't know. We just don't need 4 natural centers that all deserve minutes. I don't want to see more than 15 to 20 minutes next year. Is that what you're going to respond to?
No. Well, the other thing is too. I mean, it's still. So we keep Whiteside hoping to re-sign him. He could say he's willing to re-sign, but when it comes down to it, and we're like, okay, so you're going to be the backup. He could walk and go somewhere else, and there's nothing we could do about it. He's not a restricted free agent. He's not coming off his rookie contract, so he has every right to go. We can offer him the most money, but that doesn't matter when you're not talking about a max free agent anyway. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of offers he gets in free agency. If it's like a Cantor situation like last year where he's expecting all these big offers, and then the most he gets is like the room exception or like the tax mid-level. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's just hard to imagine many scenarios where that works out perfectly for us past this season. I understand that people like that this season since you don't know what you're going to get from Nurk. But once again, that doesn't help us next year then if he walks. And you can't sign him to a 1-year deal because then he has a no trade clause, and then you're just having the temporary replacement anyway. So I'd rather just get a big that is fine being a backup or is more flexible, either a strict power forward, so then you have a power forward, a center, and Zach who can play either, or Scal who can play either, or you get another guy like Zach who can play both the power forward or the center, and then you don't have to worry about it. You have tons of lineup flexibility. Yeah. But like the more people you get that can only play one position, the less flexible the roster is, and the worse the defensive matchups become. And there's certain teams where Hassan and Nurk playing 24 minutes each isn't a good idea anyway, because like they play, like when we played Dallas the other night, it wouldn't have been good to have Nurk and
that's
Whiteside play the whole game.
Yeah, that's where you'd want like Zach Collins to slide over, play some backup center where he can go out on the perimeter and guard. You know what I mean? So I'm just not a fan of that. I just want to respond to Gerald Williams saying Whiteside is better than Nurk. Nurk sucks against Anthony Davis and can't block shots like Whiteside. How many points did Anthony Davis have tonight? Didn't he have like 35 points? Nurkic is still, if healthy, he's still a better player than Hassan Whiteside. He's a more sound defender, more fundamentally sound. Doesn't have the block numbers or the flashy defense like Whiteside does, but I think he's just a little bit better defender. He's just solid, fundamental, alter shots. Just plays good positional defense, that type of thing. I think the team rebounds a little better with Nurkic on the floor because Whiteside goes out and steals rebounds, so his rebounding numbers look better than Nurkic's, but Nurkic boxes out a lot better, clears space for other guys to grab rebounds better, so Nurkic's rebound numbers aren't as good, but overall, I think he helps his team rebound better than Whiteside does. And Nurkic's passing as well. Nurkic's passing is much better than Whiteside. It opens up a lot of things that we don't normally get with Hassan Whiteside. It helps us get away from the typical isolation stuff that we tend to run too much of, and Nurk is just a better player. I don't think it's a huge gap, but Nurkic is better. Andy's on a better contract. Andy's younger. If he didn't get hurt, Nurkic, if we were a really good team, could have had maybe a chance of being an all-star. I mean, you look at some of the guys that made it in the Eastern Conference. You got Bam Adebayo and Domantas Sabonis. I think Nurk could have had that type of season this year. I think this year he could have been like an 18 and 13 and 4 guy. You know, he could have been having a phenomenal season. He just got set back. So a lot of guys suck against Anthony Davis. A lot of guys struggle against AD. AD dropped 35 tonight. You know what I mean? Like,
Nurk's also 5 years younger than Whiteside too, so you got to factor that in.
And there's no chance he leaves. Andy has good chemistry with Dame. Like, people shouldn't forget what Nurk can do for us. That's the thing, is every time Hassan Whiteside has a big game, there's always stuff like, oh, maybe we should trade Nurkic. Oh, maybe Whiteside's better than Nurkic. There's always that stuff. It's just like, I feel like it's just a bit reactionary to Whiteside having a big game. You know what I mean? Because then he has a quiet game and nobody's saying that. You know, like people are like, oh yeah, we do need to trade Whiteside. I agree with you guys. And then he has a big game. And, no, we should keep Whiteside. Whiteside's better than Nurkic, and maybe we should trade Nurk. It's just like, let's not be reactionary about it.
And one thing about the Pelican series, in Game 4, when we actually played through Nurkic, we went on a huge comeback in the second half of Game 4 and almost won that game because they had no answer for guarding Nurkic in the post, and that was before we Stutz trusted him to run the offense through him at the high post too. So now that he's added that dimension to the offense, I'd like to see that again. Yeah. And just the agility that Nurk has compared to Whiteside, his ability to move, his ability to communicate on defense. Whiteside might be a better rim protector, or get blocks, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're a better defender. There are ways to affect shots without getting blocks, and be in a position to rebound, and be in a position to stay on your guy. And Nurk's not perfect at any of those either, but he did transform a pretty crappy defense into a really good one. And Whiteside so far this year hasn't been able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of times where Whiteside will chase a block and give up an offensive rebound, and that won't be the right play. Like, it will be a shot that the offensive guy doesn't really have a chance of making. There was one that Anthony Davis was shooting this wild scoop layup, and Whiteside had no chance of blocking it, but it probably wasn't going to go in, but Whiteside went for the block anyway, gave up an offensive rebound, put back. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot more plays like that with Whiteside than there is with Nurk. And the thing is, Jarrell said, look, we made it to the Western Conference Finals without Nurkic. All I'm saying is Ariza and Whiteside is a great defensive combo. Well, in the 4 games Ariza has played alongside Whiteside, the Portland Trailblazers have given up over 121 points per game. So I don't see how you can say that. Ariza's a good defender, Whiteside's a good defender, but Nurkic is also a good defender. So I don't see how the last 4 games has shown you that Whiteside is better because he and Ariza are a good defensive combo when the team is giving up 121 points during that stretch.
Chiefin, come on, man.
What do you say?
Oh, I'm so disappointed in Chiefin tonight. Tory peep Dame's stats.
I already calculated them.
We went over Dame's current year-to-date stats. We went over his stats the last 5 games.
I literally added up. Chiefin. He's too locked into Netflix. I literally, because Basketball Reference doesn't update, I literally went to Basketball Reference and added up and calculated his updated stats by adding his point total and his assists to his stats that are on Basketball Reference, and then divided them by the amount of games that he's played after tonight. I literally added them up for you guys. He's getting 29.4 points per game, 7.8 assists per game. Dude, imagine if he got 30 points per game and 9 assists per game. Or not 9, 8 assists per game, because he's almost at 8 and he's almost at 30. Like, that's insane, bro. 30 points per game. Has anybody ever averaged 30 points per game in Blazer history? What's the most points per game somebody's ever averaged in Blazer history? How can I find that? Because I think
it's got to be. It's got to be Clyde. I think he was 27, 28 was his highest, maybe.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the highest points per game average in Blazer history has ever been. Um,
20 Clyde's is 27.2. I don't even know who would, maybe Petrie, but there's no 3-point line back then.
if it's not Petrie, is there anybody else?
No, I mean, there's no, because it wouldn't have been. Petrie's highest was 24.9, so it wasn't him.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. So, yeah, I mean, nobody's Clyde's highest points per game total, I think, is the highest in Blazer history. That was, let me find it here. That was 27.2 points per game in the 1988-1989 season. 1988-1989 season. 27.2 points per game. He also played over 39 minutes per game, so he played a ton. So right now, Dame would set the record for most points per game in a season by a Blazer of all time. If he could, I mean, dude, I want to see him average 30 again, man. That'd be dope. Right now, let me go look at the league leaders in points per game because I'm wondering where he ranks at right now. Let's see here. Points per game.
What's crazy is he's actually a lot closer to Harden than you would have thought a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So he's tied with Trae Young now. 29.4 points per game. Trae Young plays for a horrible team in a worse conference. You know what I mean? Like what Dame's doing is a lot more impressive. Yeah. So Dame's in third. Dame is only 0.6 points behind Giannis Antetokounmpo for second, and then James Harden's getting 35.7 points per game. But nobody even really respects James Harden, just with the free throw attempts he gets and the way he plays, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like I was seeing national people saying Damian Lillard is the best scorer in the league right now. At like the way he's playing lately, he's the best scorer in the NBA, and I agree with that. Also, like Luka Doncic has gotten a ton of attention this year. Dame's averaging more points per game than him, and an assist less than Luka Doncic. I think Dame's also been more efficient than Luka. Yeah, Dame's been noticeably more efficient than Luka Doncic. So it's hard to even say Luka Doncic is having a better statistical season, especially since Doncic is going to miss some more games. His team is just doing better, and Doncic rebounds a lot more, but he's also 6'7". So Dame's statistics are some of the most impressive in the league this year. It sucks. You know what sucks, man? If we were in the top 4 in the West, Dame would be getting more MVP buzz than he's ever gotten. You know what I mean? Because he's having a lot of these performances on national TV too, so people are seeing it. And you look at those stats, like if we were top 4 in the West, I think he'd be a top 3 MVP candidate.
The record is like literally the only thing holding him back from that conversation right now.
Shoot, I think he'd be second behind. I think he'd be second behind Giannis if they were like 4th right now. I think he'd be second behind Giannis. Just sucks that they're not up there.
I'm trying to figure out if anyone's higher. I'm doing this probably the long way, but
I mean, maybe you say Luka, but if Dame had a better record than him.
I meant for Blazers all-time
got you.
points per game.
Got you.
I'm basically looking up anyone who could even possibly. Yeah, we got Calvin Natt's highest was 23.3, but that wasn't with the Blazers. That was with the Nuggets, so that doesn't count. Jim Paxson's highest was 21.7, not close. Uncle Cliffy's highest was 21.3 after we traded everybody, and he was the man. Brandon Roy's highest was 22.6.
Yeah, yeah. I think most points per game ever for a Blazer. Dame's right at that.
So Kiki might be second or third behind Clyde. He averaged 26.9 one year, but
Okay.
he averaged 29.4 the season before he got traded here on Denver. Um, Obviously, that doesn't count because it wasn't on the Blazers.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't realize he was that good.
He could score.
Dang, he never even made an All Star game with Portland, even though he was consistently getting like he got 22.4, 24.8, 26.9 points per game, but wasn't an All Star. The hell? Led the league in 3-point percentage in his third season in Portland, getting 27 points per game, and wasn't an All Star. That's kind of seems kind of silly to me, but
Blazers made the playoffs too, because that was during the stretch where they
yeah,
made it every year.
that's weird. That's weird to me.
Walton's MVP season, he averaged 18.9
Hmm.
points per game.
Hmm.
Obviously, a different time back then,
Yeah.
but 13.2 rebounds and 5 assists from a center. That's pretty good. 2.5 blocks.
Yep. Yep. Alrighty. I'm gonna wrap up the stream in a second. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on, Eric? Or
Nope. Got
alrighty.
another. Let's do it again tomorrow. Get
Yeah,
another win.
got another stream tomorrow night. So this stream popped off, a lot of fun. But I'm kind of getting that streamer fatigue. We've been live, well, we've been live over 2 hours, so good stream tonight. I think it feels weird to logging off with still 95 people in here watching. I've never done that before. Usually I wait until it's down to like 50, but you guys killed it tonight with the viewership, the donation. Shout out to everybody who donated. Shout out to everybody who tuned in to this post-game show. Blazers got their win, the best win of the season, a win that I'm pretty sure surprised everybody out there. Very surprised that the Blazers were able to pull this out. But now it's on to the next one. We got Utah tomorrow at home. That would be another big win to get. So shout out to all you guys, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for making us a part of your night. And until tomorrow, peace out. Go Blazers.